All right, what up, people? It's your boy Chig from Guna Eagle Eye coming to you again with a brand new video. This time, as it is every day, is Eagle Eye, the transfer rumor show, where I talk to you about transfer rumors and rumors generally supporting the art around surrounding the Arsenal, I should say. It's my own line. You think I'd get it right? um, well, your boy did call it. I did say yesterday, are Arsenal on the verge of some madness? And it looks like Arsenal are on the verge of some serious madness because it's emerged that not only have Arsenal submitted a bid like your boy talked about yesterday, but actually Arsenal have agreed a deal uh, for Lille forward Nicolas Pepe. And for those of you who are a bit longer subscribers, long-term subscribers than others, know to yourself, you will already know this. But the newer subscribers, before my obsession with Hakim Ziyech, it was a Nicolas Pepe team. I wanted so badly for Arsenal to sign him. I wanted him to sign him for about 6 months now. And it's just always looked increasingly unlikely. The summer started with some loose stories about Arsenal being interested. I thought, all right, whatever. And then people were telling me that Liverpool were favourites to get him. I even had a friend of the show, Robbie Richmond, telling me that, yes, Robbie, I do remember. Robbie Richmond telling me that, he showed me one story about how one African journalist who broke the I've forgotten their fucking central midfielder. One of their central midfielders that they got from Germany last season, RB Leipzig. The name escapes me. You're probably screaming it in the chat room. I'm not currently looking. But yeah, one of those. My brain's gone now. Yeah, one of those journalists basically broke the story that Liverpool were all over him and there was no chance. So I kind of made peace with it, to be honest. I kind of was just used to the idea that we weren't going to get him. Then Liverpool recently came out, I say recently, about 3 weeks ago, came out and said they didn't know where these Pepe stories came from and that they weren't interested in him. And then United emerged from nowhere as favourites. Obviously, everyone knows they're trying to get rid of Lukaku at the moment. And Lukaku, who's more or less agreed a deal to go Inter, the fee is still being haggled over. And there was just this discussion in this deal. And I'll come back to the Lukaku situation and how there's a slight worry about this deal for me that I will kind of talk about afterwards. And yeah, but then the United stories, they never really picked up any traction. Last week, we were talking about the fact that they were trying to thrash out a deal with Pepe himself, and then it kind of just fizzled out. It just sort of went nowhere. And then we heard stories that Liverpool, Napoli, Arsenal, and Inter submitted a bid, not yesterday, but the day before. And suddenly, all of a sudden, Arsenal are now in a straight up battle with Napoli. Now, it must be said, in terms of fee, Arsenal and Napoli are the ones that are really leading the race, with Arsenal ahead of the game. And how they're managing to do that is somehow Arsenal have managed to conjure up enough money to bid 72 million for Nicolas Pepe. Lille have accepted that because they've accepted the installment plan that Arsenal have put together. And Lille have matched that bid. But the agent is playing a key part in all of this. Now, the deal is a little bit complicated because it's 80 million euros plus add-ons. Those add-ons basically consist of 9 million in fees. 4 million is supposed to go to the agent. This is my understanding. 4 million is supposed to go to the agent. 5 million is supposed to go to Nicolas Pepe himself. And Arsenal are prepared to pay that. They're not ramping. They are straight up shooting their load on this one. They are not ramping. They're like, yep, cool. Whereas Napoli have put together a £4 million package for the agent and the player. So the agent's like, well, bun that. We'll go with Arsenal. So Napoli are trying to scramble right now, trying to see if there's anything they can do to put together a more of an acceptable package. There is a belief that in terms of clubs, Pepe would rather go to Arsenal. The only problem is Arsenal are not in the Champions League. Napoli are. The Champions League is a big carrot for Pepe. But there is a belief that everything is being negotiated well. We have or about to offer a 5-year deal. There's no word yet on what that contract is in terms of, how much it's worth, how much a week he'd be paid. And yeah, I can't believe it, but it looks like we are on the verge, amazingly, of securing Nicolas Pepe. Now, I'll be honest, Josh, if this is what you meant, fair play, brother. Yes, I'm going to call you brother for this one. I am excited with this one. If this is what you were talking about, cool. I get it. I get it. My slight worry, and I'm going to put a downer in it, and then I'm going to end it on a positive. My slight worry is, okay, where have you lot all of a sudden got 72 million from? And obviously there were stories, particularly earlier on in the window, and also last week, that Arsenal may cash in on Aubameyang. So circling back to the United story, they may have decided to go for Pepe because it will soften the blow. And this is the cynical part of me talking here. It will soften the blow for when Arsenal sell Aubameyang to Man United, and then it won't look so bad, and they sell him for like 60 to 70 million. Because it does seem weird that all of a sudden they've been chasing Zaha all season, not willing to budge over 50 million. Which, by the way, I wouldn't have either. To be fair, I don't rate Zaha like that. I wouldn't have been chasing them in the first place, though. So, but okay, whatever. So you've been doing that all season. So you obviously had cash this whole time. Why all of a sudden have you decided to spend money on Nicolas Pepe? Now, don't get it twisted. I think he's an excellent player. I even watched, shout out to Lee. I watched Lee's transfer video. And it just shows you me and Lee don't always agree, because as much as I rate Everton Suarez, he said that out of Everton Suarez, Zaha and Pepe, he'd rather Suarez. I love Everton Suarez. I could not disagree more. I think Pepe is a more well-rounded, more polished. He's played at a higher level. Say what you want about Suarez's ceiling, and I do think he has a big ceiling, but the French league, come on, is more competitive than the Brazilian league. Pepe's also played in the Champions League. He's played at a higher level, and if you look at their ages, Pepe's only a year older. So it's like, I love him. I can't agree with him. And I want Suarez. Don't get me wrong. But I couldn't disagree more with that. But everyone is entitled to their opinion. It just shows you me and Lee don't always agree on stuff. But to me, this is the caliber of player that I like. Don't get it twisted. I reiterate what I said 2 days ago. Big signings doesn't always matter. And it doesn't. To be perfectly honest, if this was Fraser, I'd have been like, cool, let's move on. I'd have been actually glad that we didn't spend so much money on Zaha, got another player who's also Premier League proven, and got him for cheaper. It's not the fact that he's a big signing that is exciting me. Don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted. That's not the reason. The reason is it's just nice to be. Don't get it. Yeah, that's not the reason I'm excited. I'm excited because, yes, he's a big caliber of player. But more importantly than that, we made a signing. To be honest, we made a signing, and we've made a signing of a good player. I say made a signing. Nothing has been agreed, so let me not get ahead of myself. I've been trying very hard not to be gassed. David Ornstein, looking at his Twitter today, confirmed this guy doesn't know shit about Arsenal anymore. He might have been the go-to for Arsenal under the previous regime, but someone compared his side-by-side tweets. It was only, I think it was last week, the week before, where he said that he doesn't know where these Pepe stories came from. Arsenal don't have 80 million to spend. He's gone from that to today's tweet, if you look at him, saying that, Arsenal have agreed a deal. Arsenal have agreed a deal to sign Nicolas Pepe. In fact, he goes a step further. He thinks the deal will be wrapped up within 24 to 48 hours. But this is Ornstein. So let's take this with a pinch of salt. If this was 2 years ago, he'd probably be correct about what's happening. But he's lost his connections. This guy don't know what's going on. The one who has been leading this story and leading this charge is the Italian journalist, who I'm so going to butcher the name of, but I'm going to get his name up so I can really give him the credit that, to be honest, he deserves, or the credit he deserves when this story inevitably goes wrong. Hold on one sec. Down and get this up. Please do give this video a like. I hope you're enjoying it. Lewis, if you're watching, brother, I like your latest tweet. And just get this up. Oh, fucking hell. All right, fuck. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it just to give him so much credit. Computer's gone a little bit wacky. Wacky-backy. Yeah, Fabrizio Romano. You guys have probably been screaming it in the chat. Sorry. I'm still using this Google on air stuff, so I can't look at the chat and talk at the same time, which should have been the idea. But yeah, so it looks like now Zaha all of a sudden is number one trend. Let's find out what that's about. Why is Zaha number one trend? Oh, people are just talking about the Pepe deal versus the Zaha deal. Who do we prefer at Arsenal? Let me ask you guys this. I didn't think this was a debate, but maybe I actually need to ask. Who do you guys prefer? Zaha or Pepe? Because to me, I think there's no debate. I think the numbers speak for itself. You know, the guys played 38 games last season in the league, scored 22 goals. That's a goal every 151 minutes, 11 assists. People like throwing the big chances stat. Well, he created 16 big chances, 2.7 dribbles per game with a success of 55%. Even aerial duels, my man was winning 54% of them. So we're talking about a baller here, like a baller. So yeah, let's see what happens. But man, it's hard not to get gassed. I ain't gonna lie, it is hard not to get gassed. Very, very hard. But you know, I think be happy. This is the sort of thing as Arsenal fans we don't get often. We don't get this type of signing often. So enjoy it. Hopefully, it doesn't mean that once we get him on board, we have to sell one of the few players we actually don't want to get rid of. But the front three, I was just talking to my mates about this. It's very clear that, to me, Arsenal are trying to replicate what Liverpool are doing. So you look at that front three, the way I compare it is probably Pepe would be a Mane. Salah would probably be an Uber. You know, your goal getter. Doesn't necessarily do much else, but your goal getter. And then your Lacazette will be your Firmino. So I won't necessarily be the top scorer of the team, but will probably work the hardest of the three. And you know what? I am perfectly fine with that. In fact, to be honest, we'd have a little bit more because we'd have Ceballos just behind them as a creative force. Now all Arsenal need to do is get themselves a couple of defenders and we're good to go. What has been lost in all of this, in all of the shuffle, is Kieran Tierney. So the other thing that broke today was that Arsenal have finally reached an agreement with Celtic for left-back Kieran Tierney and is actually looking to come down this weekend to complete his medical. Now, I don't know how much of a medical is going to happen. My man's still recovering from an injury himself, but the fact that we're en route to completing potentially two big signings that would 100% improve the team shows that maybe Arsenal are about something and about this life. For me, because I know you guys are going to ask me shortly, if Arsenal can get Nicolas Pepe, for fuck's sake, right? Now, bear in mind, they're supposedly after 4 players right now, okay? So if Arsenal could get Nicolas Pepe, Kieran Tierney, and say someone like a Regani for that defense, all right. Even I have to say I'd give that a 9 out of 10. I'd be very curious to know what that 4th signing would be, but I'd be well happy with that. That'd be a good haul of players. Even if Ceballos doesn't necessarily stay with us beyond this season, let's be real here. With that sort of expenditure, you're expecting this team to get into the top 4. And for me, for Unai Emery, the pressure is going to be firmly on him. Because with someone like a Nicolas Pepe on board, you get a couple of decent defenders and you get Kieran Tierney, there should be no excuses why this team is not in the top 4. Quite honestly, you should be making a push for the league, but let's calm down. All right, let's not get too greedy here. For me, let's just keep it pushing. Let's see first and foremost if we're able to get these deals over the line. Because to be fair, that is the real test. That is the real question. Can we actually secure these deals? You know, because the one thing that's missing in all this is we don't know for sure if the player definitely is keen on coming. Us not having Champions League might torpedo this whole thing. So it's important to just keep that in mind before getting too gassed. The player still has a choice. You know, all the main things that I'm hearing is that the agents are keen for Pepe to join us. I've not yet seen that the player is keen. Yes, the belief is that he may prefer us, but just like any player, you're ambitious and you want to make sure that we can secure certain deals and get these things over the line. So let's see. What does this mean for Zaha? Well, this means that Zaha is free to join at Everton. I think from Everton's perspective, you're going to be getting a very motivated player who's going to be determined to show that he was worth the gamble from Arsenal, and Arsenal should have gambled to get him. So from Everton's perspective, I think it will probably be a good signing for them. You guys know I was never a tremendous fan of Zaha. I just think he's not going to be much better than what he is right now. And I think for all those people that talk a shit on Iwobi's 3 years younger. I don't see a 3-year difference in quality. I don't. I really don't. I don't think he's that much. Do I think he's a better player? Yeah. Do I think he's that much of a better player? No. I honestly don't. And I think actually it would be nice to bring in a player like Pepe, who's a completely different type of winner, to Zaha. So, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm trying to resist the gas because Arsenal are so unlucky when it comes to transfers. So I'm trying not to get too carried away. But if we are able to get Pepe in, we're able to get Tierney in, and we're able to get a defender in, we don't need a fourth, really. We need to get rid of some people, quite honestly. But we're able to secure these 3 deals. I'll be so happy. I'll be so happy. I ain't gonna even lie. I ain't even gonna lie. I'll be so gassed. So gassed. I start talking some wild shit. Like, fuck 4 players. Let's go for the league, damn it. But no, yeah. Good start. Good start. Good start for this new regime, for sure. You guys let me know what you think. I'm about to come into the chat. Are you excited? Are you trying to resist? Are you trying to resist the gas? Let me know what you guys think. I'm about to dive into the chat. You know, one thing I am enjoying? All these little so-called ITKs and these experts screaming. They don't know what to do. They don't know how to explain how Arsenal have got 72 million from nowhere. They don't know how to explain this. And I will say this, to be fair to Vinay. Vinay did come out in the Q&A and he basically was like, I ain't got a clue where you lot have got this £40 million budget from. We ain't said a damn thing once. That obviously we're not going to tell people how much money we have. So if you guys want to think that we have 40 million, no problem. But that we ain't said that. And that's pretty clear from here, you know. And the other person I have to reluctantly give credit to, freaking Lee. Because I ain't gonna lie, Lee said the entire time, listen, first of all, them stories are bullshit. Second of all, it's not every deal that you pay up front for. Some, yes, you do, but some you don't. Some are installments, and you know me. I hate giving this motherfucker credit because he'll be smug as fuck. But give credit where credit's due. The guy was spot on. And if we were to get this deal over the line and not sell anyone and add a centre back and a left back, clearly it blows that theory wide open that we have 40 million. And it makes a lot of media look stupid. And I ain't gonna lie, I love the fact that medias look stupid. Like you saw, there was something that came out from, you know, that Sky guy. I can't even pronounce his name. That's been talking all this shit about how Arsenal can't afford Zaha this, Arsenal can't afford Zaha that. That was another one that had his tail between his legs today. I was just like, yeah, well, I guess Arsenal have managed to prove me wrong. You're damn fucking right. Shut the fuck up. You know about Palace. You don't know what we do. You don't know how we move. Anyway, I said I wouldn't get gassed. Look at me getting gassed. Let me see what you guys are saying. Please do stick a thumbs up on this vid. It's 150 people watching, well over, and only 42 likes. Please drive up that like button and let me see what you lot are saying. Kieran Tierney and Pepe will get announced in the same day. Imagine that. Imagine that. We're in straight up supermarket sweep mode. Now, if you're from the UK and you are over 30, you should damn Skippy know what supermarket sweep is. $70 likes before Chig gets to the chat. We almost did it too. What do you guys think of the deal, genuinely? Do you think it's doable? Do you think, how much quality do you think he'd add to the team? Is there anyone that doesn't rate him and doesn't think he would add anything to the team? Yeah, I'm always curious. I'm always curious to counter arguments. Rugani from loan. Mac, I think that might be the move. I suspect that Rugani will be taken on loan rather than be purchased. Because, funny enough, I did see a story today about Rugani and the fact that he'd be a gamble to Arsenal because he's not played. He's almost in the Callum Chambers spot in the sense that he's not had a lot of football. And he's 24 years old, which incidentally, so is Callum Chambers. And, you know, how good of a player could he be? And it could be the fact that Regani's waiting out to see Chilolini or I've forgotten the name of the other geezer retires, because they're pretty close to the edge of retiring. They might be trying to stick it out until then. But obviously, Juventus have just got De Ligt as well. So it's important to keep that in mind. But I think Regani is still better than anything we have. Plus, we've got a fucking captain, and I say that loosely, who has thrown his toys out of the pram and is having a strop. You know, yesterday I saw him talk some more shit, saying, "No, under Arsene Wenger, this shit wouldn't have happened." This, that. Now, no, Arsene Wenger have created this environment and allowed you to step all over it. No, we're not allowing you to cancel your contract, you fool. Let's make it a record thumbs up. Oh my gosh, yes, please. Thank you, Mike Hodge. What should Koscielny return to the first team? No, let his punk ass bounce. I ain't gonna lie. He's ruined his legacy to me. He really has. Chig, turn your cam, bro. Nah, man. You don't need to see my face. It's cool, brother. Cool. It's early. I need to shave. I need to get ready for getting a trim before I go to this party as well. So I ain't gonna be long with you guys. 2 p.m. and I'm out. 2 p.m. and I'm out. You got 15 minutes. No, I'm not holding back. I'm fully gassed. Don't be, because if this deal falls through, you'll be real disappointed. I see Cliff knew what I was talking about. Dale Winton trolley dash. Big up to you, Cliff. Regani on loan, I'll be smooth with that. I'll be happy with that. I think that's a good, sensible move. Rather than to haul out even more money, I think you get him on loan, see what he has to offer us. Keeping in mind we've also got a centre back coming in next season, and we'll probably need another one the season after. So I would say if he works out to be a success, then I think the following season, particularly when Socrates goes, you've got Saliba coming in. You could potentially purchase Regani if he works out. You've got two young centre-backs, two different centre-backs as well, that can add real quality to the team. Then you've got a Kieran Tierney, and then you've either got Hector Bellerin, or if you decide you want to replace Hector for whatever reason, you can bring in another right-back for that. All of a sudden, that defence looks nice, it looks useful, it looks energetic, and it looks capable. And that's where I think they are heading, or the direction that they're heading. Keeping in mind, Hector's still, what, 23, 24? So you're looking at a real young but capable defense. I can see the path if we were to get Regani. I could see what they're doing if we were to get Regani. We just got to do it now. 178 people, 54 likes. Come on, guys. I stop bitching as soon as you add a like. Make sure you do. Don't ask. Honesty is always wrong. Big nose tweet. I do like your name. Don't ask. I like that. Like, no, don't talk to me, bruv. Elite. People love Mickey. Yuck. No. See, for me, if I'm Mickey and Pepe does come in, all jokes apart, why am I still sticking around? I may as well go. And that is one thing I will say. We ain't done enough selling. We need to get rid of some of these guys. I think Mickey needs to go. I would love Mustafi to go, but I could understand if they want just a kind of experienced backup just in case. It'd be interesting to see what Monreal does if Tierney goes, because I can't see Kolasinac going. Yeah. But all of a sudden, it's amazing what a signing does. It just lifts you, you know. And for me, what is really exciting is the idea that we'd have a genuine Liverpool-like front three. with what I imagine will be good understanding between the front three as well. With someone like a Ceballos just behind there, okay, yeah, I like the feel of that. I like the feel of that. The only perhaps weakness in the side is our central midfield, but I think you've got Torreira there, who I think will be good and energetic. And the manager loves him a bit of Granit Xhaka. And then if Granit Xhaka ain't about, you still got Guendouzi, and those two are a little bit of a question mark over. But with Guendouzi, at least he's young. I believe he'll develop. So let's see. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm excited. I can see the path. I can see where we're going. I just want us to continue. We need to get a centre back because even if we only get Pepe and Tierney, and if you had to ask me rate our transfer window out of 10, I'll tell you it's a 7 because we still ain't addressed the issue that we should have addressed from the start of the summer, and that is a centre back to play for this season. So I think that is the important thing about all of this. Is yeah, it's great that we've got a massive signing in Nicolas Pepe. One thing I did agree with Lee Stream about was, so hold on, we've got a massive problem in defence, and you have 80 million lying around there. Why not go for Koulibaly? That's the one thing I will say. Right? Like, so why wouldn't you just spend that money on a defender? I know it wouldn't necessarily be the most glamorous of signings, but listen, when you have a problem defense like ours, sometimes you just do what you got to do. You slap that money down and you try and get the player. But again, it's important to just reiterate to people that we don't just have 72 million lying around. This is in installments, and it's important to remember that the reason why Palace aren't selling Zaha to us is because they haven't accepted this installment plan. Lille have. Lille looks like they've just, as soon as you hit their 72 mark, they don't care how they get their money. They just want 72 million. Fair play. They've literally accepted everyone's bid. It's about what you can negotiate now. So we just have to hope the player wants to come to us. Ornstein will probably be wrong, but he reckons that the deal will be done within 48 hours. It's definitely looking like next week, if it gets done. It needs to be, really. We've got less than 2 weeks, and I would like at least the last week to focus on looking for a defender. Tie up this Tierney deal once and for all, get a defender, and our window looks like a 9 out of 10 to me. If that's all we get is 3 players, get this Tierney deal over the line, somehow conclude this Pepe deal, and then get a defender, I'll give it a 9 out of 10, straight up. It'd be a 10 out of 10 if we had 2 defenders for this season. Just in case people are wondering, well, why not 10? No, it'd be 10 if there were 2 defenders that played this season. But 9 out of 10 for now, for me. But we've got a long way to go. Let's see where we go. If we still go and get 4 players, I do wonder if Suarez will be more of a project, let's see what he could do type of thing. But yeah, for all those people that are just trickling in, so I noticed I'm just over the 200 mark live. Thank you for joining me, watching. Please do stick a like on this video. I'm going to be around for the next 8 minutes. But it looks as though Arsenal are on the verge of signing Nicolas Pepe for 80 million euros, which is 72 million pounds, plus add-ons, which are set to be around about 9 million pounds in agent fees and fees for the player. Sorry, I said 9 million pounds, 9 million euros. So Arsenal are shelling out a lot of money to get this done, but there's a strong belief that Nicolas Pepe is a world-class player, or on the verge of becoming a world-class player. There's a supreme amount of confidence that he will kick on to be said world-class player. And for all those people asking about Willock and people like that, I think they're fine because Willock to me was never going to be starting in this team. But he's going to be learning his craft with the verge of hopefully taking over from Xhaka, but failing that, probably taking over from Salabos next season. Because remember, we only have him for 12 months. So let's see. But yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I'm resisting the gas, but it is very, very hard. Very, very hard. Did I miss somebody's donation, by the way? Yes, I did. VP, thank you, brother. The trim fund for real. Roy the boy, my dog. I'm telling you that Kashani will come back and pull a Kepa. Bun him. Because Chelsea should have got rid of Kepa too when he did that shit. Bun him. No. Can I ask you guys one thing before I do start to wrap this up? Are you guys gassed? Because I'm gassed. Are you guys gassed? Like how many of you guys are actually gassed? That I'm genuinely curious about. 205 people watching, 72 likes. Come on, guys. I know you could do better than that. I know you can. Stops my big ass moaning when you can just stick a quick like on this thing. Is it a done deal from Q Luke? Not yet, but the belief is that it will be done come Monday. Come Monday, both the Tierney and Pepe deal look like. I'm going to stress look like because I don't want people to come running to me and say, Cheek, you said it was going to be done. Looks like it was going to be done. I did tell you guys yesterday we were on the verge of madness. It looks like Arsenal, after all these years, are about to do a madness and sign a French division player, a player that was only bettered, only Mbappe had better stats in Liga 1 last season. And it looks like we're about to get him for £72 million. Even I can't shit on Kroenke after this. Even I can't. So, yeah. Chig, am I doing a UFC watch along later? I don't know yet. Let me speak to Ola and I'll get back to you. Me, gas? No. Pig Son, I know you are. FIFA King, I'm bare gas. Tyrone Ivan, I'm bare gas. Felix, gassed gas. It's hard not to be. It's not to be. It is hard not to be. I was even speaking to Tony on Twitter, and she was like saying to me, I'm so happy. And I said, listen, Tony, I'm trying not to get gassed, and you're not helping. And she goes, you better stop speaking to me then, because I am gassed. Oh, man. I'll tell you, if he can pull this off, fair play to Josh. He said be excited. We were all looking around like, be excited for what? But the idea that, and think about it this way, was Zaha a smokescreen for flipping Pepe? Because it just doesn't make sense. If we had 80 million euros, why not spend it on Zaha? Don't get it twisted. I don't rate Zaha. But it just seems weird that we've been nickel and diming over Zaha. And that's what makes me think maybe it was kind of a smokescreen for the actual power we did have, and that was Pepe. Or maybe we just had a good chance. Maybe once we realized we actually had a chance of signing him. And I did say that yesterday, that Arsenal probably have a backup plan in case the Pepe deal doesn't go through. But then once it became possible, maybe Arsenal just thought, well, Rago, let's go for this guy. You know, he's 24 years old. I think he's on the verge of realizing how good he actually is. I think the ceiling is massive, certainly bigger than what Zaha could do. I do think it'll take him some time to adapt. I think he'll need to start bulking up and going to the gym, and because he is quite a slight sort of guy. but he is quite powerful. African guys usually are, you know. African guys can adapt pretty well. So I don't really have any kind of worries in that respect. I guess there's just going to be a lot of pressure on him. There's going to be a lot of expectation on him, but I think he'll have better players playing around him. I think he'll be able to play off players a lot better. You know, he'll have a Ceballos there. He'll have an Uber there. He'll have a Lacazette there, you know? And I think all round will just be, there'll be better players around him and we'll really get to realize his potential. And mark my words, you're going to have a lot of fans from rival teams, you know, saying, no, look at Arsenal fans so gassed. I bet he flops or this, that, the other. Trust me, we caught some attention. We got their attention with this signing. You know, someone like Man United, for example, be sat there thinking, rah, and we're one of the few teams that actually finished above them. They'll be thinking, gosh, damn. I mean, we're one of the teams they need to overhaul. And then they probably looked at them. They got Daniel James, and we got Nicolas Pepe. Oh, I'm trying not to get gassed because these words are going to come and bite me back on the arse. But yeah, so obviously our objective is top four. We need that Champions League money. Let's see what happens. It's 1:59. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please, please, please do stick a like on this video. The reason I always bang on about it is it does get the channel noticed. It does get me more subscribers, and I am sailing through. I'm sailing through 2,200 subscribers. So thank you for everyone that is hitting that subscribe button. Please help me get through to 6,000 as quickly as possible. The way you can do that is stick a like on this video. I won't be back until tomorrow, where I'm guessing this story would have developed tomorrow. So do keep it locked here for tomorrow. Thank you once again for VP adding to my gas fund. I see you, brother. And I'll also be dropping a chopping block episode tomorrow. It'll be a mega episode because we're approaching a week left to the champion window. So do keep an eye out on that. All right, I'm out of here. Enjoy the gas, people. This is a good day. This is a good day. If Arsenal can actually do this, this is a good day. I'm out of it. Peace.